Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about some NBA news. We have a lot of NBA news to discuss here, so let's just get right into it. So, Evan Fournier, he's ready to move on from the Knicks. He's basically talking about how he's ready to leave the team. He basically says, in the quote here, "I didn't play this year, so why would you bring me back? My season has been over for a very long time, actually. This officially is the end. But my season was over a long time ago, obviously. There are going to be changes, and I'm going to get traded." Quote from Mr. Evan Fournier. I kind of forgot he was on the Knicks, to be honest. I just forgot the Knicks were playing a guy $18 million a year to be a did not play coach's decision. I mean, he could hit an open three. He could have been, and couldn't have been less impactful than what they have. But he can't defend. But I'm telling you, he can't defend. But you mean to tell me when Duncan Robinson was subbed in the game, you couldn't count or the Fournier to offset the shooting? I mean, both their defenses, so why the hell not? And he's the next layer of threes, which is really the next leader of all-time threes, which is really sad. Single season leader in threes made, which is sad. But he used to start, and I forgot he was even in the league. He just hasn't even been. He's been did not plays from the coach. I guarantee you, everybody forgot he was on the team. They could have used his shooting. He probably could have been more impactful than R.J. Barrett going 1 for 10 in an elimination game. Made some threes, even if his defense wasn't that good. He shot 47% from 3 on 9.7 attempts per game in the regular season. I know his defensive liabilities, but they needed shooters so bad in this series. So I don't get why they didn't play him. So the Warriors and Jonathan Kuminga's representatives are expected to discuss his future this offseason per Shams Charania. So he's really been getting that Jordan Bell treatment. I'm sure he doesn't have high confidence I bet he does have high confidence. I think he has a high motor. He has all the potential. And Moody plays over him because he can't stretch the floor. Or because he can stretch the floor. Kuminga really can't. Well, I feel like he can set the floor, but you don't have to be a floor spacer in Golden State's offense. They had 3 guys in the rotation who can't shoot. And Looney, Draymond, and GP2, they are able to because this offense is always moving. And Kersey himself, he likes Moody's energy and effort each play. But Kuminga should have played more over, say, Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole. They can both stretch the floor. But I just feel like he's getting that Jordan Bell treatment. They're just literally letting him rot on the bench. They just let him rot on the bench this series. I just don't know why Curry doesn't want to play some players for some reason. They need to let him just play. I mean, you're wasting his talent on the bench. He has that athleticism, can defend. That athleticism to drive to the rim, draw contact, finish around the rim, which the Warriors could have used this series. The Warriors better keep Jonathan Kuminga. If they were to let him go, I would be really, really mad. Let a good player from the young core for the future just go. Warriors cannot afford for that to happen. So an NBA scout speaks on why the Heat should prefer to play the 76ers and have the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. I feel like the biggest reason is because the league are going to help the Celtics major just like they did last year. And the NBA 100% wants Lakers-Celtics in the finals. And I feel like that's what they want. In my opinion. They're going to want Celtics-Lakers, so they're going to try and read that series if the Celtics beat the Sixers. I think that's probably why they should prefer to play the Sixers, because I feel it would be an even series instead of the Celtics, because then if the Celtics make the conference finals, they would rig it so they could get Celtics-Lakers. But also another reason is because the Celtics have depth. That's another reason. The 76ers just don't have that same depth, and it's a no-brainer why the Heat would prefer to play them over the Celtics. The Celtics have depth. Because their superstars shot 0-13 in the first and they have 1 point. Celtics were still up 7. The Celtics just have more depth as well. So, the Golden State Warriors lost last night. They're eliminated. Their season's over. Celtics move on to Western Conference Finals. Steph Curry and the Warriors are officially eliminated. Steve Kerr's now 19-1 in playoff series versus Western Conference teams. His first loss came tonight against LeBron, or last night against the Lakers. But I don't think our dynasty's ended. I feel like we can still make some run. I still think we can win another title. But Shams Charania says members inside the Warriors organization, they still believe their core can compete for titles because Stephen Curry remains a top 5 player in the NBA, and both Draymond Green and Klay Thompson aren't showing signs of a steep decline, per Shams Charania. So there's members inside the Warriors organization believe they can still compete for titles, which I agree. I still think we can compete for titles. This core we still have, but will this core even be together next year? I mean, I don't know about Klay. I beg to differ, because he kind of did show some. He was really good throughout the regular season, but he went cold. He had a tremendous regular season, but in the playoffs, and 14-56 series wasn't really good in Sacramento. So I just don't know. I mean, he finished 9-42 in the series. So Klay was just trash last night. Just trash series overall. He's just not close to a max player anymore, in my opinion. But if they want to maximize the current core, I don't know. Maybe Jordan Poole can move. I just don't think anybody would want him. And I don't want to give up Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga stays. He can be a win-now player. And maybe Poole, nobody's going to want Poole. But you don't hit the panic button yet after one series loss. LeBron's former teammate made sure to send him an Instagram story of JaMychal Green dissing him, so he's basically saying, LeBron James basically saying, we don't flop or something like that, and JaMychal Green put a cap over his head saying LeBron was capping. Yeah, man, it's probably Kendrick Perkins snitching right there. Kevin Love says Jimmy Butler's the best closer in the NBA. I mean, he might not be wrong, but he might not be wrong. This is common knowledge here. He's one of the best closers in the NBA, one of the most clutch playoff performers. but I would argue De'Aaron Fox, most clutch points in the NBA this year, for Mr. Fox. The Lakers, they're favorites to land Chris Paul, which I thought this was interesting. But hell no. If you're going to get rid of Russell, then go get Kyrie. Why would you just try and go get Chris Paul? If Chris Paul didn't fit with the Lakers, if Russ didn't fit with the Lakers, why would Chris Paul fit with the Lakers? I mean, come on. It's too big of a contract as well. They're not going to take that contract anyways. DeAndre Ayton has likely played his last game as a Phoenix Sun, per Mark Stein. Good. DeAndre Ayton's trash. Trash. Future Guangdong Tiger here. Future Shanghai Shark. You give out a max contract to him to keep him, and to immediately, get rid of him a year later. There was literally no point in matching Indiana's offer. You should just let him go to Indiana. They shouldn't have matched his offer then. That was a really big mistake by Phoenix when they did that, because dude just plays too soft. Just too soft for a 7-footer. Monty Williams and Tyronn Lue are on the radar of the Milwaukee Bucks, per Jake L. Fisher. Remember, they fired Mike Budenholzer, so Monty Williams and Tyronn Lue are on the radar of Milwaukee Bucks. I feel like the Bucks could use a coach like Ty Lue, but I don't know about Monty Williams. I feel like Monty Williams would go hard on the Bucks. That's crazy. Hiring the coach you beat and firing the coach that beat him is the definition of insanity, if that does happen. Chicago Bulls are able to safing the roster to make Zach LaVine the clear alpha. So they might, sounds like by this they might get rid of some people. They could trade DeMar DeRozan, but I don't know if they'll trade DeRozan. DeRozan's really been clutch for the Bulls in a lot of games. But basically this means in summary they're open to trading DeRozan so Zach LaVine can be the star of the team. So, report, the Suns expected to aggressively explore the trade market for DeAndre Ayton, who would welcome a fresh start with a new team, per a report. But he basically quit on the team. But the Suns are cooked. Good luck moving Ayton and CP3 in those deals, with all those expensive contracts. He quit on the team. He's just soft. Who's taking this dude? He's going to demand a big contract. I don't see any team offering him that. He plays too soft. Struggles to rebound. Not too good defensively either. But Shaq says he wasn't mocking Anthony Davis' injury a few nights ago where he got hit in the head. I ain't making fun of nobody. That's not what I do. But I do know you're not going to stop me from playing that Game 6. I feel like Shaq's been an embarrassment to the Lakers organization recently, like he wants them to lose, like he wanted them to lose. But all he does is make fun of players at times. The Phoenix Suns are expected to, quote, aggressively shock Chris Paul this summer per ESPN McMahon. It's, quote, pretty likely that Chris Paul will be playing for a different team next season. I feel like his ring chances are done, man. He'll forever be ringless. His ring chances are done. But I just don't see any team trading Chris Paul for anything. I just don't see any team trading Chris Paul for anything that seems somewhat valuable. Definitely not at that price. But what do you mean shock? Nobody's going to want the dude. Devin Booker skipped out on the media. Bro thinks he's Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks started first. Mark Jackson, he says he, quote, made a mistake leaving Nikola Jokic off his MVP ballot. Bullshit. How do you make that error when he's talked about as a top 3 MVP candidate all season? Like, no need to apologize, because you're just an idiot. Mark's still making rookie mistakes, man. Now, Nikola Jokic last 10 games of the playoffs, 32, 10, and 12. 20 13 and 12, 53, 4 and 11, 30, 17, 17, 39, 16 and 5, 24, 19 and 5, 28, 17, 12, 43, 11 and 6, 22, 20, 11 and 12, 27, 9 and 9. He's been such a beast in the playoffs. The apology form to Mr. Jokic, you were the real MVP this season, sir. So Colin Cowherd says Jason Tatum doesn't have that killer instinct like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. He's much more weakness than Kobe and MJ. It's hard to argue, but that fourth quarter really showed he has that killer instinct. Really put Philly away in that Game 6 in the fourth quarter. So Danny Green says Donovan Mitchell should have made first team All-NBA over SGA. Only because Green plays with Mitchell, LOL. Like, I know he missed the playoffs, but still. The SGA led Mitchell in everything, except 3-point percentage, but he's not even a 3-point shooter. But Mark Jackson's MVP top 5 was Embiid, Antetokounmpo, Tatum, SGA, and Donovan Mitchell. How do you make a mistake and not put Jokic over at least Tatum, SGA, and Mitchell? That's a really silly mistake right there. So the producer from The Last Dance has been filming footage of LeBron James. So are we going to get a Last Dance of LeBron James, a part series here? We'll see. So Cat wasn't ready for the Gobert trade. Didn't ever know I was going to be in the. Didn't ever know I was not going to be in the 5 again. Which, yeah, it's still a bad trade to make to now. He might be gone. We'll see though in the off season. But yeah, that's the first thing. That's all. I'll say something next match. Peace.